our Dyna. MSI just released their contender for their thin and portable gaming 15-inch laptop called the MSI GS65 Stealth Thin. Now, the laptop has a 15.6-inch, 144Hz, 1080p anti-glare screen with some darn thin bezels, frankly. And speaking of thin, the laptop itself is pretty slim, measuring just 0.69 inches thick, which is only 0.03 inches thicker than the Razer Blade 15 that claims to be the thinnest 15-inch gaming laptop in its class, for the record. Also, like the Razer Blade 15-inch, it comes in a matte black color, which I'm a fan of, and is made out of this aluminum chassis that has gold accents throughout that aren't as gamer looking as some other laptops, and yet still has some flash to it. Above the screen, we have a 720p webcam. Also, below the screen, and going with the theme of other gaming laptops out there, MSI has included a customizable RGB keyboard made by SteelSeries, and beneath that we have our large precision, thankfully, touchpad. Above the keyboard, we have our center-mounted power button, and we have our Dyna audio speaker system that, if you have the proper audio files, you can even listen to 24-bit 192 kHz high-res audio files on. For ports, we have 3 USB 3.1 Gen 2 ports, 1 Thunderbolt 3 USB-C port, an HDMI 2.0 port, a mini display port, and a mic in and a headphone out port. Inside the laptop, we have an Intel 8th Gen Core i7, 16 or 32 gigs of RAM depending on the model, and an NVIDIA GTX 1060 or GTX 1070, also depending on the model. For storage, the option of a 256 gig, 512 gig, or a 1 terabyte SSD. Connectivity-wise, there's a gigabit killer gaming Ethernet port. We have wireless 802.11 AC Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5.0. Now, powering all of this, we have an 82 watt-hour battery that MSI says will last 8 hours. For software, it can come with either Windows 10 Home or Windows 10 Pro. Either way, you're probably familiar with Windows, so we'll skip going through that. And let's talk about the software that MSI has included that stands out. First, we have Dragon Center, which is MSI's own program for controlling all of the internals of the device, from the CPU, the fans, etc. Next, we also have SteelSeries' own RGB controller, which allows you to change the colors of their keyboard. Now, I use gaming laptops to edit my videos on, since the same components that make these guys good at gaming is the same that makes them good at running Premiere Pro, which is my video editing software. So let's render a video out and see how long that takes. Now let's check out how it does in 3D Mark's Firestrike test.
And now I'm going to get this closer right here. Now the speakers look to be the same length. You can't even feel the speaker, even though they have the grills there. You can feel and tell that this has the grills into it, so it's cut out. You can see how much longer the MacBook Pro is. That's accommodating for the bigger trackpad. And if we take a look at the bezels, we can clearly see that the MacBook has thinner bezels than the Razer Blade. One obvious major plus is that the Razer has a touch sensitive screen, very responsive, and the MacBook Pro does not have any. As far as wiggle goes, and tap the top and top, and you'll see that that's how much the wobble. Obviously you're not going to be touching the screen, so it doesn't really matter at that point. But if I'm tapping down here, very steady. If I start tapping on the screen, obviously you're not hitting it that hard, but I'm just wanting to show you that it does wobble. But if I were be tapping on it, moving around, it doesn't wobble as much as you think it would. Okay, so we're gonna see how much we could really lean this. So that does lean quite a bit in there. How much will the MacBook lean? That's as much as the MacBook is going to lean. Let's see what it looks like side by side. Okay, so we're gonna push the MacBook as far back as we could. So that is as far there. And let's do the Razer. And the Razer goes a little bit further. Stealth does lean a lot more if you care. Close it with one hand. Whoa, wants to slide off because of the rubber parts. Now what I noticed about both of these, that the fans do not kick in at all. I don't hear them if I'm watching YouTube videos that have multiple tabs open. I do hear a slight coil whine in this area of the Razer Blade. They're known for that little coil whine, and this is completely silent. And the Razer Blade Stealth is mine, and this is my buddy, so he's letting me compare these both. So in terms of design and quality feel, they both feel amazing. You could always bring this anywhere and feel like you're a professional. It's still elegant. It doesn't look like super big like those gaming laptops or really squared out. It's definitely the Windows equivalent of the MacBook Pro lookalike. Now since this has rubber on the bottom, I'm gonna lay this on top, the sides, and you can see how much bigger the 13-inch Razer is than the MacBook Pro. But the MacBook Pro is vertically longer. We see that it does have a lip here. So they're very close in size. The Apple logo no longer lights up, so it's just a little chrome piece. And the Razer logo here does light up. Let's see if I could just pop it open. Now let me close it and show you. That's off, pretty dark there. Open it. You see it lights up. You could turn that on and off in the settings. And what's also nice is the Chroma keyboard. You get a customizable backlit key. It's an RGB backlit keyboard. It looks really cool. It has different presets. I will show you more in the full review of the Razer Blade. We can see the logo light up. And there you guys have it. I know this wasn't an in-depth review or comparison. It's more of just what it looks like, how it looks like. It was more of a comparison towards the build quality. Both the MacBook Pro 13 and the Razer Blade Stealth are expensive laptops. You can build editing and gaming machines with $1,400, but obviously here what you're going to be paying for is ultra portability and sleek and sexy devices, being Mac OS or Windows 10. So if you've been looking for a Windows-based laptop but you want the build quality like a MacBook, the Razer Blade Stealth is definitely one of those to consider. I'll have all the links in the description down below as always, so if you want to check out more information on whatever I'm showcasing here. I have one more video which is going to be my full review of the Razer Blade Stealth. I'll be testing some games and editing to see if this is going to be something that I'm going to be keeping. I'm pretty much an average consumer and I can't have my hands on everything, but I definitely want to be testing this out because I also want to find the best looking and performing laptop. So we will find out shortly if this is something that I'll be keeping, something that you're interested. Even if I don't keep it, we'll find out. Thank you for watching, and as always, I will see you guys next time. Later.